As we get the mic, I just want to welcome everyone. I'm Bob, and this is Ray, so there's no confusion. And if you've been watching the daily connections or VCC Connections, you will have seen us from time to time. And as we like to say, sometimes it's the Bob and Ray show, because you never know quite what will come out. Because we can practice and we can think about these things, and God says, now go this way. But first of all, thank you, Mike. Because those songs are our message. It's embedded in those songs, what we're going to try to share today. So without further ado, take it, Ray. Right now, Ray, you need to stay close. There you go.
We have been hearing for the last few weeks that, this is the season of Lent. And during the season of Lent, we are walking, really, with Jesus, remembering his journey to the cross, his death and resurrection. But in our conversations, Bob's and mine, we're on a journey. We're not just walking with Jesus, we're on our own journey. And I want to give you two quotes. They're from strange places. The first one is from Kurt Vonnegut, the author, who was not a Christian. And he said, "Travel is a crazy dance with God." And I thought, oh, yeah, that's a true statement. I've been on those. And the other one is from a movie I watched at Christmas called Santa and Pete. And in the movie, they are traveling from Europe to the New World. It's like 1600 something, I don't know. And Santa says to Pete, "We may set the destination and know it, but God sets the itinerary." Think about that. We know where we're going, but God knows where we're going to stop. God knows who we're going to speak to. God knows what we're going to be doing at any moment. And if he wants you to go here, that's where you go. So I want to tell you a story about when I went to Russia the second time with Bob. And this was a journey. It was a journey that started here in Indianapolis. We got on the plane an hour and 15 minutes late, taking off to meet our plane in New York. So that's not working right yet. And then in the flight from here to New York, we hit a storm, turbulence, which took us right out of our seats. Literally, we came out of our seats. Okay, I'm not doing this journey anymore, I said to him. I'm going home. And he goes, "You can't, Ray. You can't." Well, I guess I can't.
She's crying.
I'm crying. I don't like to fly. So we get to New York. Of course, our plane is left. In fact, we watched it pull away and go down, towards the runway. Well, now what are we going to do? We got to get to Russia. So he tries calling somebody. We're up at the desk. We get a flight. And where are we going now? Paris. All right, we'll get to Paris. That at least gets us over the ocean. We get to Paris, and now we have to wait again for our flight into Russia. And of course, nothing's in English, and we don't know French, and we wait, and we wait. And then we had found out we were supposed to change gates. So we had to move the gate, and I'm going to God. What is going on here? We're supposed to be going to Russia, making my way straight, the scripture says. God will make my way straight. I haven't had a straight part yet. What are you doing? Well, now we realize that when we do get to Russia, we don't know who's picking us up, because we are now, how many, 6 hours late getting there? We're 6 hours late, and you just don't pick up the phone and call somebody. You know, I wouldn't even know how to dial the phone to get their phone numbers. And, okay, now we don't know anything. And we get to Russia, and we've lost luggage. We got to take care of that. We have to change airports. We get to the second airport. We have to get new tickets. The ticket booth is closed for technical break. I don't know what that means, but it's closed. Now, what are we going to do? Well, someone helped us and sent us to another place, and we got our tickets.
I'm going to interrupt. Now, you got to understand, when they said send us to another place, and you've been waiting, and we're not, you know, time's ticking, and all of a sudden, oh, yeah, you got to go to the other place. Where is it? Oh, it's at the other end of the airport. So, and we finally found that place.
And we got our new tickets, and we got in line, went through security, which was a whole nother story, got up to where you check in to get to at the gate, and as we checked in, they said, all right, we're ready to board. Good, we made it right in time. Well, first you have to get on the bus, and then drive out to the tarmac, and then get on a plane that looks like it's from World War II. I'm not kidding, it's got the cone nose, you know, and I'm going, what are we flying on? All right, you get in, you got your bag, you know, and there's no overhead bin. There's just a little shelf. And so the stewardess says, oh, well, you can put that under your seat. And I looked at the seat and went, oh, okay. So what does she do? She reaches over, pulls the seat up, I stick it under, she puts the seat back down. That seat wasn't even attached. And I'm getting on a plane, and I don't like to fly. Now, I'm sure you know I wasn't calm during this. I'm not walking in peace in this one. It's God, where are you? What are you doing? What are you doing in this? So we get to Russia, finally, to this town we're in, Samara. They finally park the plane, and I mean park it, out on the tarmac, backed into a parking spot. I've never been on a plane that backed in.
Oh, the first time wasn't good enough.
No,
they
yeah,
had to pull it forward, change it a little bit, back it up, probably changed it a foot or two.
What? It's nuts. So, all right, we get out off the plane, walk in, and my heart leapt for joy, because there stood a man with a sign that said, Bob. And I went, and I knew him. I knew the man. He had been in a class that we had taught 2 years before in Russia. And I went, Nikolai, Bob, Ray. Does he speak English? No. And we don't speak Russian. But anyway, he gets us to the apartment where we're staying, up 3 flights, at least. 3 flights up in this place you really don't want to walk. And
you don't want to get in the elevator and touch the walls.
No.
Do I need to say any more?
No. And the elevator's only about this big, just for 2 people. And anyway, we knock on the door. Nobody answers. We ring the bell. Nobody answers.
It's 3 a.m. 3 a.m.
Nobody answers. And so Nikolai makes a phone call and says, Irka, Marinda, no. And no, they're not there. No, they're not even in the apartment. Where, you know, he says, I go. You're going to go get them. And he's, yeah. All right, so he left. We're sitting in the hallway, 1 light bulb, on my suitcase. And I said to God, what is this? What is this? This journey, this trip, you said, I will make your ways straight. This wasn't straight, God. What are you doing? And it's like his voice said, Ray, I got you here, didn't I? Yes, you did. and that is your straight. He knew where I had to be, at the apartment of Erica and Mirinda in Samara on some day. That's where I had to be. He knew my destination, and I thought it was Indy, New York, Samara. And God said, no, I'm going to change your itinerary. So we're going to do a little detour here. We're going to do a little detour there. We're going to delay you a little bit. But he got me there. And I realized, what am I upset about? Really, it didn't go my way. My way. Remember Frank Sinatra's song, I Did It My Way? Well, we don't ever do it our way. God does. God takes us on a journey, and that journey is the most exciting trip you'll ever make if you rest and listen to Him. I'm learning that.
It says in the scripture, and we don't have a slide because God always changes our itinerary as we go. But Psalm 84, verses 5 and 6, it says, "Blessed is the man whose strength is in you, whose heart is set on pilgrimage," or journey, "as they pass through the valley of Baca," which means weeping, and she was in many tears as we were going on this trip. "As you pass through that valley of tears, they make it a spring. The rain also covers it with pools." So as we go on these journeys, we know we are traveling, as Mike's song said on the one line, we're traveling towards the heart of God.
Yeah.
That is our destination. It's not going to heaven. Okay, our destination is to know God the Father and Jesus the Son, and where that is wherever He is. So if you're struggling to get to heaven, just put that aside. Just struggle to be in Him. Because my journey, our journey, is to the heart of the Father. And when we do, we are learning, as Ray says, and from Colossians 1, we are walking in a manner that's learning how to please Him. That's the secret. How to please Him. Because on this journey, we knew where we had to be. Now, how we were going to get there, the plans were changed, the airplanes were changed, and, the person picking us up was changed. Oh, by the way, before you got into Samara, we did get stopped by the police. They pulled out all our bags, looked inside, and all they could say is, Amerikanski. Amerikanski. Because I had peanut butter, I had toys for the kids, I had, instant cappuccino, and they looked in like they were looking for terrorists. So I don't think peanut butter and toys are going to terrorize anybody. So on this journey, we are trying and learning how to please Father's heart. And then just rest on it. Rest in Him.